Good morning, y'all. It's Tuesday, the 29th of October, and it's 6:05 in the morning. I've been up since about 4:30, already sat on the back porch, had 2 cups of coffee, and here's my third for this morning. The purpose of this video is not about makeup. Probably won't have any makeup on my face till tomorrow night when I get ready to go to church. Don't even know about that. But anyways, so after doing the live yesterday, or trying to do a live while I was making my supper, and all those poor souls that wanted to make nasty comments, where am I going with this? Well, here's where I'm going. I know I even said in the lives that they're cowards for the most part. They say, and I really think it's a bunch of kids. Yes, there's perverts out there that's gonna say stupid stuff too. But I do think for the most part it's a bunch of kids that don't have anything better to do than sit on their phones. So is this world. But to keep myself from falling in to the hypocrite category, let me be honest with y'all about something. When I do these videos, I too am looking in a screen. I have no one talking back to me. So I basically can say whatever I please. But here's the thing. I wish that I could talk to others the way I talk into this screen. At church, every Sunday, they pass out bulletins. Let me think. I think I've got one right here. Yeah, I do. Church bulletins. And in the church bulletins, there's usually a sheet that has prayer requests on it. And most of the time, or recently, the preacher will be on the prayer request. And, oh, wait a minute, let's see. Yep, there it is, right there. It's on the back, front and back. And his request is for himself, and the request is for boldness, folks. And I always thought, how in the world does a preacher request prayer for boldness? And again, I love our preacher. I love what he preaches. I love him as a person, brother in Christ. But it finally dawned on me the other day. Well, he's even said it a couple of times from the pulpit. He says, yes, y'all folks, pray for me. I need boldness. He says, we preachers too struggle with witnessing to others. He said, wherever that may be, at work, at a restaurant, at the gas pump, and you got somebody pumping gas next to you, and you get that feeling, hey, say something about the Lord to the person you're standing by. He said, just because I'm a preacher doesn't make it easy for me. It's something that we all struggle with. I'm like, ding, the light went off in my head. And that's what I love about this man. He's honest. He's not just up there preaching to us, and he will say it, y'all. He says, I need this as much as y'all do. That's my type of preacher, not one that will beat you over the head and a do as I say, not as I do type. And there's a lot out there like that. Do as I say, not as I do. I could go down a rabbit hole on that one, but I won't. So, yeah, I need boldness too because, y'all, it may seem to you watching these videos that, gosh, she must talk to the Lord about everybody she runs into. Guess what? I don't. Sadly, shamefully, I don't. I struggle too with going out and talking to others about the Lord. And the past couple of times I've tried to start off a conversation with a complete stranger, I feel like I'm tongue-tied. I can't. Do you know the Lord? Do you know the Lord? Yeah, it happens. Now, if I meet someone and it's just a one-on-one and we're sitting there like we just met a couple last week, somewhat neighbors, if you want to say, they just live a couple of minutes from our house, yeah, I can do that when I'm like in a comfort zone. But, yeah, we all need boldness to speak up for the Lord. And sometimes the devil makes it hard. It shouldn't be, but it happens. So, yeah, there's that. What else was there I wanted to talk about? Do y'all ever have conversations in your head and you're kind of like sitting there and you're having that conversation in your head and everything's just coming freely and smoothly to your mind what you want to say about whoever you're having that conversation with, and then when you get there, it goes here, 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 everywhere but out here. Well, I was having that conversation with y'all when I was out on the porch earlier and trying to get down what I wanted to say here on this video. And now I'm drawing a blank. What is today? I said today's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday. I have a house cleaning this morning at 10:30. And thank the good Lord, I got all my house cleaning done here. My house cleaning done yesterday, with the exception of my kitchen. But my daughter kind of worked on that some before she went to bed last night, so there's that. But I'm going to try to finish the kitchen up before I go clean for somebody else today. I'm saying this trying to see if I get my wheels stirring so I can remember what I wanted to say. We did have a very enjoyable weekend. Got to keep my little grandbaby. And then Sunday was Pastor Appreciation Day. And we had soups and chilies for the lunch following. And then my daughter up the road from us planned a family gathering, which she had already planned soups. So we had a day full of soup on Sunday, soups and chilies and whatnot, but it was all very, very enjoyable. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to get to where I was going. I don't know, folks. I'm trying to get there. But let me take a sip of this coffee here. I know that the other day I posted the video where I said let go and let God. And I got a good many comments on that one. And I do appreciate y'all's comments, by the way. I love hearing from y'all. And for y'all's information, I think my count is at 1335 now for subscribers. And on that note, out of 1,335 people that are subscribed, women, I hope, I do get to communicate with about 10. We've kind of connected on Facebook. And I thoroughly enjoy getting to see a face and get to know about who has been viewing me the past year or so. So I very much enjoy that. I wish I had time and I wish I could communicate that way with all of y'all. But impossible, maybe. I would be on my phone 24/7 if that were the case. But as long as y'all can give me a comment back, it helps. Maybe I should have just taken notes, folks, and written them down and then come back. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just do that. Maybe I'll just get me a little pen and piece of paper and jot down what I want to say. Should have done that before I started this, right? And I am talking low because Elvis is still asleep. He obviously couldn't sleep during the night, so he went and got on the couch in the living room. 12 minutes, and I still haven't really spit out what I wanted to say. And I'm going to say, I'm sorry, y'all. Give me just a second. Maybe. Okay, for starters, let me see if I can say this much. I'll tell you just a wee bit about my life. When I grew up, my mom was hooked on Valium, which means, if y'all don't know about Valium, it makes you sleep a lot. When I think about my mom, all I see was she was crashed on the couch for many, many days. Yeah, she would get up sometime during the day, but for the most part, she was sleeping. And there were some mornings, when I was going to school, me and my brother, we were going to school, we would have to go wake her up to take us to school. And some mornings we didn't even go to school because she wouldn't wake up. And some of the days we would go to school, and because we didn't ride the bus, we would have to go to the school office and call, and the phone would ring and ring and ring, and she wouldn't answer. So we'd stand there and wait, and some days she'd get there at 3 o'clock when school let out at 2:30, and some days it was around 3:30. And then some days, because my grandmother lived just a mile, was it even a mile? We would walk to my grandmother's and go and stay there until she woke up and came and got us. Well, because of that, she did not keep house either. She did not keep house. Y'all can imagine. So, what you grow up experiencing sometimes will determine your outcome as an adult. It will either sway you the same way your parent was, or polar opposite of what they were. I guess you could say on that note, I'm polar opposite. So, and I've told my children before, I said, y'all, when I grew up, My mom did not keep house. It was a complete pig pen pretty much my whole childhood. Even when I became a young adult, it stayed that way. Uh, so, what I'm trying to say is, I was bound and determined when in life I ever got married and had kids, they would never, ever see their home in the condition I saw mine in when I was a child. Yes, my house gets messy from time to time. It happens. But thank God they've never seen what I grew up in. Um, and it forms our determinations at times. It does. Um, my mom was married 3 times. She had a child by each man. So my siblings, my deceased sister, which was 7 years older than me, and my brother, that's 2 years younger than me. As a child, you never look at it as step, half, whole. You just look at them as brothers and sisters, and that's the way I'll always look at my siblings. Either that's how I'll always look at my siblings. I don't consider them anything but a brother or a sister. So that also formed something in my child brain. Once I realized the situation as I got a little bit older, I thought, if I ever get married, it will be from till death do we part. You know, and thank God I stuck to that too. I was married to my children's dad until he passed. Of course, y'all know I'm remarried now to Ron. And one other little thing. My older sister, my only sister, was obese. When I say obese, when she passed away, she was 523 pounds. So, and she was that way all of her life. And it only got worse as she got older. And because she was 7 years older than me and already in school, I do remember when I was like, before I started school, she would come home crying sometimes because the kids at school would bully her because of her weight, call her names and all that jazz. And this, of course, was back in the early 70s. So it's been going on for a long, long time. Kids are cruel. But after witnessing that and a lot of other things concerning her weight, I was determined. I never wanted to be overweight. And thank God, he heard all my prayers as a child, y'all. My children have never seen their home the way I witnessed. I've only had 2 husbands, and the one, like I just said, passed, and I did stay married till death do us part. And I have never been obese. I'm small, and I have big people in my family. So, isn't it fun? I say funny. It's not funny. It's not strange. God lets us experience those things for a particular one reason or another, and He will give us the desires of our hearts, even when our desires stem from our childhood. So yeah, I give God the credit for those 3 things that I just mentioned. So yeah, what else? And I don't know why I just told y'all all that, but there was a reason. There was a reason. Sometimes it's good to know the background of others, I reckon. Maybe this is a to be continued because I am just drawing a big, huge blank right now. But there was a little bit about me. But I must say, God will give us the desires of our hearts if it's something that doesn't go contrary to His teachings, okay? And He is always there for us no matter what. And we have to continue to trust Him through whatever we're going through. You know, and He does say, through many trials and tribulations must we go through before we enter into His presence. So along those lines, whatever you may be dealing with, whatever I may be dealing with, let go and let God. He hears us and He sees, and He says He'll never leave us or forsake us, nor forsake us. He's here with us at all times. And we have to look to Him to lead us and guide us and direct us. And He does say, if any lacks wisdom, let him ask of God that gives freely. So if you're dealing with something and you don't know what to do, ask God for wisdom to direct you to what to do. Okay? I try to put that in my prayer every morning. I asking for wisdom. So there is that. And maybe I'll just take tabs for the rest of the day and write down notes for the next video. Yes, this did start out as a makeup video, and yes, I will. Helen, I know you're probably seeing this. Helen in Ireland, you're always asking, where's the video? Where's the makeup videos? Well, darling, let me tell you. There's much more to life than makeup. And I know makeup is a passion for some women. We all have passions. But there's no makeup today. Maybe tomorrow, Helen. Or Ellen. I can't ever get the name straight. So, anyways, hope y'all have a wonderful day. I'm going to get this posted and looking forward to hearing back from y'all. Hope y'all have a wonderful day. And goodness gracious, I try to keep names straight. There was a girl, and she said she just subscribed. I can't think of what her name was, but I'm sorry, but welcome aboard, darling. This is what I do. Hope y'all have a wonderful day, and guess I'll get up and get at it. It's almost 6:30 here, and it's still dark out there. I don't know what I'm going to do, but can't go back to bed. I'll end up with a headache from getting too much sleep. But I'll find something to do around here until I have to go clean for somebody else. Okay, see y'all.